Whew.
Hey, at least it's 3 minutes.
Yeah. Still doesn't feel great.
You may need to show me what you did later.
Oh, you
But
literally
I
have to
actually
log out of
stream later.
Streamlabs and then log back in for it to re-update your Steam key. Or your stream
Okay.
key.
Okay.
Oh,
I don't use Streamlabs, so I might as well just...
Okay. So now that that moment of terror is over, why can't I open up Chrome right now? Why can't it show Chrome? What is happening? Why is everything breaking? Why do I just have fuck all in terms of fucking...
I mean,
There
it
we
does
go.
say that you're live.
Okay.
And I'm getting a super cringy esports ad. Oh, it's
Okay.
Coca-Cola.
You're not a subscriber? How dare.
No.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
I got everything
Big
together. I got everything
friend.
ready. I swear to God, that was the most nerve-wracking 4 minutes of my life. And that's
I
a
would
lie.
thought your subscription reaches an end eventually.
Whew. You know, eventually I'll get my shit together. Today is not that day.
Isn't that what we all say?
When is it ever?
When is it ever? But
I've just
hello,
switched to
everybody.
the default of I will look like I've got my shit together.
I
Yeah.
will pretend.
You're the
Easier
calm-
parameters.
Be the calmest looking person in the room, but still losing your shit.
Oh, yeah.
I will pretend.
I am calm.
that
Inside, I am chaos.
I will pretend that I am in control.
There's a
just-
storm brooding inside of me.
Fake it,
I
fake
remember
it,
when
till you- fake it till you make
Brandy
it.
24/7.
said to me, "You've got it all together, right?" And I was like, "Man, if you only knew."
It's
If
called
you
fake
only
it,
knew.
make it.
Are you kidding?
But what if
I'm
you never
inches
make it?
away from a breakdown.
And just keep faking it.
Just keep faking it.
5 minutes from an existential crisis. Thank you.
Yeah, I am. You know how the doomsday clock is always like 3 minutes away? That's
Right.
me, like, all the time.
You see, I am 3 minutes past, and nothing's happened yet, but everybody's starting to get paranoid about it.
Right? It's like, we hit midnight. What happened?
What now?
In before
What is
we are
about to happen
actually
or what has happened.
in before we're all already dead and we're already in hell. This is hell. It all started in 2016 when that fucking gorilla died.
Oh god.
You
Get
tell me
it
that's not when
around
this
me.
started. Tell me
No,
that's
we
not when
didn't.
everything went downhill.
No. We didn't start the fire. That started a long time ago.
It was always burning since the world
It's
been
always been
turning.
burning since the world been turning, baby. Let's go.
Turning.
Go!
Harry Truman, Doris Day.
Alrighty.
No true words have ever been spoken.
Okay, so you guys ready?
As ready as it will ever
Guys
be.
ready? Guys ready for
Yeah.
some fucking D&D?
No.
Nah.
So, this is gonna be a test for me specifically, but I will make it work. This is gonna be fun, and even I don't know where this is gonna go. So this is gonna be interesting. But
Test your might.
test your might. But first off, we'll do a little bit of a recap. So essentially, what happened last time is, while everyone sort of smuggled onto the ship and got everything together, they stole some clothes belonging to the Verita family, who mysteriously nobody's heard hide nor hair of them except for our party. Something's a bit off. Then they made their way through the ship, sort of exploring a little bit, trying to find a couple of rooms that had mysteriously gone unaccounted for as they shored off into the sky. On the Lady Delilah, they met a charming dragonborn named Corbin, a complete bundle of nerves, but also happened to be the lead engineer on the ship. As they were moving through, they also met Dr. Stephen Ralston, a professor of archaeology at the Praxium Institute. What else happened? Oh, Alexander and Nero are in dresses.
Mm,
Oh God.
Yeah,
one
did you
is
forget that?
significantly more comfortable in one.
And only one of us is rocking it.
And only one of them is rocking it.
Exactly.
And while everyone was putting together, and we had a very interesting conversation about who gets what bed, and who gets the floor, we ended up following Nero, following Outclaw out to the lounge at the top of the stairs. The nice roaring fireplace, great large couches. And that's where he met once again Raynar Neverember, who, with some snide comments of his own, essentially told him that they already know you're here. And that's where we ended off the last session. Let's go ahead and pick up where we left off. So Raynar, after telling you this piece of information, lets go of you and sort of steps back with that grin that you hate so much. And also, just to remind you guys, this is Outclaws here, and so is Alexander as well. Since Alexander, I believe you followed him.
Yes, I did.
Wait. So he just let go.
Yeah, he let go after he's told. He basically whispered into your ear. He got really close to you, whispered into your ear. They already know that you're here, and then let you go and stepped back. But he's still looking at you. He's not going anywhere.
And I just look directly back at him and say, like, they? Who are they?
I'm sure you already know the answer to that. Now, the way I see it, you got a couple of options. I don't think there's a way for you to get off of this ship. Well, you can try. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see that. Or you could find out who it is. There's a large party. There's a large party happening soon, after all, and I'd hate for you to miss the festivities.
Well, I'm not the greatest man of parties, but would never miss out on a drink.
Nor would I. Now, from what a humble man such as myself knows, they're not going to be easy to find. But if you're lucky, you may just stop the letter from leaving. And then that's where you feel that rush of wind once again, sort of blowing through both of you, and then in the blink of an eye, Raynar is just gone, leaving you two there.
Wait, this wind, is it just through the area or through my pocket again?
No, this wind just is in the area. So it's very similar to the first time that he met you and then sort of disappeared. It's very similar to that. He just kind of poofs.
Puffed. Okay. That guy's slowly getting on my nerves.
And by the way, Alexander, you have no idea who this is.
He?
Oh, sorry. You already had that.
He's already on the ball.
He's already on the ball.
And who exactly is that?
Oh, nothing. Nothing to worry about.
I would think otherwise. Especially coming from you.
That's supposed to mean.
You're the only person in this entire group who has not explained themselves.
Well, there's nothing to explain. I'm just here to help.
Oh, yes, as your introduction made so clear.
Of course.
Let's regroup.
So you guys end up.
Just before we regroup, I'm gonna snatch a fucking drink off the
Okay.
next waiter.
Luckily for you, there are several waiters and waitresses going around attending to the early partygoers. Several of them with martinis and daiquiris and various cocktails for you.
Stuff the nearest tray. Just the whatever is on that one.
You pick off a nice dry mojito.
Nice.
Nice, dry mojito.
Nice.
Nice.
So you guys head back to the room.
Or he starts making deck saves every 5 minutes.
No. So alcohol is actually a Constitution save because it's basically poison.
Oh boy.
Yay.
So as you're walking back, I do you just down the whole thing, or are you just sipping it as you're walking back?
Slowly sipping it, like walk past.
Okay.
Alexander
All
slowly
right. Let me
first
know.
with a good sip, staring at him.
Let me know when you finish your drink.
Alright.
So Alexander and Outclaw are slowly walking back. One of them significantly more feminine looking than the other one, but that's beside the point. You guys head back to the room. What have the rest of you guys been doing since they've been gone?
I'm sleeping.
So you're sleeping.
Kirlu is also sleeping.
Tirilu is also
Also
sleeping.
sleeping.
I'll be.
Actually, scratch that. I've been trying to sleep.
But
But
that's more like it.
Tirilu has been obnoxiously loud.
Oh, I love it. Okay. All right, so you've been trying to get some sleep. Tierlu absolutely is getting some sleep. She's probably going to be very well rested. Anybody else? What are the rest of you guys doing?
I'm checking out the room just to see what's around the room in general.
Are you looking for anything specific?
They're just sort of just scoping things out. Do I need to roll for that or anything?
Are you trying? So I need to know, like, are you looking for something specific? Like, are you looking at the walls? Are you looking at? Are you trying to like investigate different things? Like, do you have a hunch that something's wrong? Like, I need to know that much.
I'm trying to figure out what I specifically want to be looking for.
Or are you just looking for
'Cause-
like, or do you just want like a better description of the room?
It's sort of just looking around, examining what's we have currently already in the room.
So you each have a pair of clothes, obviously, that most of you guys are wearing. The room is pretty bare, only with the two beds, and a desk with a chair. The chair is rather ornate, like way more so than you would initially expect, but it fits pretty comfortably underneath the desk, and you have like a little almost porthole window on the far end where you guys can see the clouds rolling by.
Okay.
So, as you guys are doing your various tasks, Outclaw and Alexander, you guys arrive back in the room. Outclaw clearly having a drink in his hand.
I just walk slowly back in, find my place again, sit up, with my drink in my hand.
So what were you two up to?
Do you want to tell them or should I?
Oh, I was just getting a drink. I don't know what he was doing.
You don't want to discuss the man that you spoke with?
Oh, the old man? I don't know. He was around. He was just rambling.
It's an old man, you say?
Old man.
Thaddeus, may I speak to you in private?
Thaddeus, a little bit confused, says, "Okay, but if you've been speaking to a man," he says loudly, "you had better tell about it. This isn't a pleasure cruise."
I don't say anything. Just take a good swig of my drink.
You're such an asshole. So, Alexander and Thaddeus, you guys sort of head off to a corner of the room, sort of talking amongst yourselves.
Okay, before I actually discuss, did I hear the man whisper that they already know we're here?
Give me a perception check. We'll do it. We'll do this retroactively. We'll see if you heard him. Oh yeah, 100%. You absolutely heard him say it. Any doubts that you had, you could see his lips and the way that they moved, so you know what he said.
Okay. So, Thaddeus,
Mm-hmm.
Outlaw is emitting information that I feel is very pertinent to everyone that we have brought on board.
What information?
There are people that already know we are on board.
What? Thaddeus immediately bristles. Like his hair literally stands up. What do you mean there are people who already know we're here? How?
That old man that Outlaw is being inexplicably vague about.
Mhm.
Speaks to him, has spoken to him as if he knows him. And not only that, it seems that Outlaw owes him some favors. I'm a little wary of our silent type in the group.
Thaddeus's eyes narrow. You're not the only one. And he immediately marches back into the room, bursts through the damn door. And marches up to Outclaw and pulls his pistol and sticks it under his chin.
Oh fuck!
Ooh.
Oh fuck! By the way, everybody who's in the room, you obviously noticed this. This isn't even trying to hide it. This is just a blatant,
Nope.
right up against the chin.
I sort of get startled and sort of back away from the situation as far as I can.
Yeah, I back away as well.
Megab, you could easily hide underneath the desk if you wanted.
I'll probably just go underneath the desk to see if I can get any potential cover from that for
That's-
what might potentially go down.
Okay, you're hiding under the desk. All right, Nero, you now have a pistol against your chin.
All right.
Okay.
Perfect
You better
response.
start explaining yourself.
Takes like 2 seconds. Like takes a good another swig, and I'm like, explain what?
The man that you spoke to. Who is he to you?
Eh, just some old man I've favors to do with.
Mm-hmm. Who are they?
I would love to know that too.
Why do I not believe you?
I mean, I'm not surprised.
You've been avoiding every question, dodging every single comment all this time. Would you mind explaining yourself? At all? Even a little bit before we throw you off this ship?
Maybe 2 or 3 more drinks, then I can explain.
No, you'll explain now.
Okay, DJ, I'm downing the drink now.
Okay, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, give it a second. What did you say again?
Constitution saving throw.
Oh God.
So this drink was poured very strong. Way stronger than you were at all ready for. You get that weird like uh that that feeling, that sort of like shiver that sort of runs down your neck as you swallow it. As the alcohol very very quickly moves through your body.
Just give a little oof, fucking second-rate bartenders. All right. Only thing I could tell you, I may have made a deal with the shady character for information about my case. And that's the only thing I'm willing to talk about.
Oh, and you think that's somehow good enough, hmm?
Yes.
Well, whoever your shady deal is apparently aware that we are now being followed. That someone knows we're here. You want to explain that, hmm?
I wish I could.
How
But
would
if they
someone
knew
know that
where
we
we
were
were
here?
exactly, wouldn't they have found us already?
Not if they're planning something.
But then we can
That's the
just plan
thing, is
something
I
on
don't
our
know.
own.
I don't know who you've pissed off enough to know that we're here.
Well, let's just say I don't know if I've pissed off a lot of people, except maybe you.
Lying does that, doesn't it?
Well, let's just say I need to lie to keep my cards to my chest.
Perhaps you keep them a little too closely.
Perhaps. Let's just say I've not been in good deals with cops.
Well, this cop might be your only way of living if you're not careful.
Eh, there'll probably be a way out. But like I said, if they haven't found us already, if they're making a plan, why instead of trying to put a bullet through my face, we could make a plan of our own.
Oh? You got any bright ideas?
I don't know. Maybe if you put the fucking gun out of my face, we could think of one.
He slowly lowers it. Then think. And he goes and sits down.
I just love the little chuckles from DJ in between.
Yes, drama, my
Enjoying
favorite.
Yes, more.
Enjoying this.
More of the drama, please.
This is exactly what I wanted.
And scene.
That was good. So, the gun is lowered. Tension. You guys, the rest of you guys in the room could almost feel the tension slowly lift off of your shoulders. Everything sort of goes back to a hesitant status quo, but you are all sort of faced with the reality that you're still not out of the woods yet, and whoever they are, they know you're here, and you're pretty sure that they're making a plan.
Tulu is never gonna know that a gun was pointed out.
Yeah.
It would have been amazing. It would just be like me and him going back and forth, like blah 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 about that, and then just in between you would hear that.
That's one way to break the tension.
I wanna look see if there's any like potential vents in the walls or the ceiling of the room.
There is one. You don't even need a perception check to find this one. It's at the top. It's at the back corner, at the very top of the wall. It's this. It's brass colored to sort of get blend in with the dark sort of wood that adorns the walls. But yeah, there is absolutely a vent back there.
Okay. That was one thing I'm starting to wonder now is how many escape routes are there besides the main entrance and exit of the room? Just in case we have to make a sudden run for any reason.
I will
sort of
say
look
it
around
looks
as
like
well.
only one of it looks like only two of you can fit in that vent.
Obviously.
All right, let's put Taylor in there.
That's not that's not what I mean.
That would be kind of interesting to see the Dragonborn fit through that.
She
vent,
might be able to get her head in it, but that's about it.
pretty much.
Of course.
Of
It's the only
course.
thing that would fit.
So yeah, what you guys doing? Guys thinking of a plan? Got to
I'm just
deliberate.
trying to recover from the death threats and the alcohol going through my body.
Oh, it's gonna be a little bit before you recover from the alcohol, but you're a strong boy. You got big boy pants. You can probably get over the gun to your head. It's probably not,
You're a strong cat.
it's probably not the first time.
Oh no, definitely not.
But yeah, you guys can ask me sort of any questions that you guys want to. You'll need to deliberate, figure out what the best course of action is. You guys have about an hour before the party starts. In earnest.
But now that that information is out, who wishes to attend the party?
If there are more drinks there, I'll go for it.
I'm feeling a bit uneasy about the whole situation at the moment, based upon the information that was said in the yelling of the prior conversation.
Yes, but while
It
it
looks-
is safe, while it can be safe to not attend, it's also pertinent for us to
It probably come
start
off
seeking
as
out who actually may know where we
mhm,
are.
who, what, when, where, and
Yes, who,
how.
what, when, where, and why.
Who, what, when, where, why, and how.
Yes.
Alexander, um do you have history as a trained skill? Do you have do you have proficiency in history?
I do.
You do.
Yes.
Okay, you would probably be the most knowledgeable as to what goes on at these kinds of parties then. More so than
Okay.
probably anybody else in the in the general vicinity. And what you do know is that not only would it be pretty much everybody who goes there is going there to obtain information. Basically, every party that you know of that involves like these higher up types that you've been to in your line of work has involved some sort of espionage, whether it's obtaining information from a rival house or finding gossip that can be used as blackmail later. A lot of it's very transactional and very cutthroat. A lot of times.
Okay. So, what exactly would the ramifications be if word got out we did not attend?
Now I need you to roll me a history check. Because this isn't exactly like common knowledge. This is something that's pertinent to the people that are on the ship.
Okay.
You aren't sure. You don't know what it would look like if somebody was missing from the party.
Well, my initial like thought process was if we didn't attend, it would come off as if we were hiding something.
That's very possible. Very possible.
Especially on a ship like this. I make that kind of thought to known to the group.
Yeah, but I still have a bit of an uneasy feeling about everything that's going on at the moment.
Oh, I 100% understand. Not the not the pleasure cruise that we were promised.
We need to at least try to proceed with the best caution as we can. Keep our eyes out.
I agree.
Not make it look obvious, but at least be aware.
Regardless, if you do choose to attend, I suggest you start rehearsing false stories of yourselves. As I'm sure they are going to pry.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's the plan?
Pretty much
Well,
don't have.
group, what is the plan?
We pretty much don't really have much of a choice to not
I'm kind of
go
seeing
out.
what everyone says, so
Unless anyone's got any brighter ideas.
Yeah, it's to either
Perhaps some of us go to the party while people are preoccupied with the party, some may wish to snoop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Well,
don't feel like I'm in the right mindset to attend.
if some people attended a party to at least keep an eye out there, maybe some of us here could try to scrounge up some information here ourselves. Try to keep the party somewhat separated so that if something does go down, not everyone is caught in the crossfire.
Also to keep the family safe.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Don't want the bunch of kids walking into a party.
Also, the family doesn't know, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of the family, who wishes to break the news to them?
The fuck?
I don't know if that would be a good idea.
It'd be a hard choice to make. With them already being on edge with having to leave the city and try to stay hidden, knowing this information wouldn't really put them at any more ease.
Yeah, we can't bring any more panic to them.
I would suggest anyone. I would suggest either Thaddeus, of course, or Ragnar, considering the good bond he has with one of the kids. Just saying.
They may not need to know right away,
Mm.
but if we notice things are beginning to escalate, it may be impertinent for them to know.
At least not keep them completely in the dark.
Precisely.
Yes, it's better that they know something.
And about keeping out of the dark, should maybe someone let the giant one in the room know?
Do
He's
you
been
want to
sleeping.
wake her?
I'm good.
We'll put that job up to you there.
Thaddeus
feel
would
like-
get up and tell them, "You guys figure out a plan. I'm going to go and tell the family," and he would go and out to tell the family. But he would
Okay.
only tell the family just to stay put and stay safe.
We'll get to that
inside
when we
the
get to
room.
it. Let's start off with We'll start off with that. People in the room, think about what you guys are going to be doing. Whether or not you wake Tierlu up and tell her, because otherwise she's not going to know. By the way, Siege, does Tierlu like parties?
Oh no.
Oh no.
There's food there. She loves parties.
I mean, she's already loved by the crew, so
That's very true. But the crew are also expected to work.
yeah, true.
Exactly.
Mm.
True.
So I'll leave you guys to fester with that information. We're gonna head over to what Thaddeus is doing. So Thaddeus, you head down the hallway, down to the second door on the right where the family is staying. Knock on the door. Liam quickly walks up. He's like, "Oh, he's taken off his the monkey suit and he's put on like a simple tunic that he had in his bag because that thing like he could actually move his arms now. It's surprising." Thaddeus. What can I do you for, lad? And you can hear like the screaming of children as they're like playing around in the other room. Or the other
well.
section.
We've had some news.
Aye? What kind of news?
Nothing to be absolutely worried about yet, but we do believe that it would probably be best if you stayed inside your room. Just until we figure out more.
You're preaching to the choir here. Well, I'll keep the daughters entertained. We won't get in. We won't get in the way.
If you need any food or anything, you can just come to the group.
Aye, food would be nice.
We can bring you several meals a day.
That would be excellent. But yeah, it's gonna be rough keeping 3 kids under wraps in a room like this, but I think we'll manage.
That's good. And take care.
Aye.
And be careful. Don't open this door for just anyone.
Aye, I will do. And you stay safe out there, Thaddeus.
We'll try.
Don't want you going and getting hurt now.
We will try, he says, and nods and closes the door.
All right. And do you head back to the room?
Yeah.
All right.
Slowly, kind of checking out the area, because now he's not sure who's watching and who's not.
You can make a perception check if you want.
Sure, what the hell. That's not good.
You think you're alone.
Alright. He goes back to the room.
Alrighty. Everybody back in the room. Is Tierlu awake?
I ain't waiting.
Drum roll.
Fuck.
I do not wish to be slammed into the wall another time. Like, not another time, but like.
1 to 3, not it.
Not it.
Not it.
Ragnar.
Yes.
It's your honors.
Also, Ridian is fast asleep as well.
Yeah.
He's in someone's pocket.
Someone's pocket.
Yeah, of course it is. So, how do I do this? I sort of walk towards Tierlu.
It snores louder.
God.
I shake a little after. I slowly lean closer as I'm about to, and I'll scatter them a little.
Just shaking.
Yeah, just shaking. At least attempting to shake the giant
I'm sure you're
beast.
strong enough. I'm sure you're strong enough to do a little shake. That's fine.
Maybe a little shake.
Shake.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Shake.
Does Tierlu wake up is the question.
So does it work?
That's you, Siege.
She stands. Well, she raises her head like an alert. Looks around and sees Ragnar. I was like, oh, wait, did you bring me some food or something?
No, but we wanted to
getting
let you
food?
know about something.
Something.
Oh, can I eat it?
I mean, technically?
Technically, yeah, in a sense. Technically, anything can be eaten, but that's not the point.
No, fucking
Don't
Charlie
worry.
was Venom.
Yeah, it's not gonna kill you.
Okay, so what is it? Do we need to do something? I was having a wonderful dream about me like eating this gigantic cookie that my mama made.
That's an interesting dream. So apparently, it's come to our attention that I don't know how to feel about this, but I don't think that we are as safe as we think we were. Some people know that we are here.
Well, yeah, you know I'm here. I know you're here.
We
There was that cute dragonborn down there.
I'm not talking about us, I'm talking about other people.
desirables.
Potentially bad people.
What? Okay, that's not good, right?
No.
No.
No, not really. We need to try to stay a little bit lower than as we can, not as noticeable. Try to stay out of suspicion.
I'll try, but I don't know if lower is a very good option. I'm kind of everyone's already shorter than me.
We
I'm
just
sure
need
we'll
to
figure something out.
we just need to try to not raise suspicion if we can avoid it.
Alrighty, so does anybody try to wake Ridian?
Oh,
Just as a quick question, does anybody try to wake Ridian?
I think Thaddeus would try.
Okay. He is remarkably still. Remarkably so.
He would try and lightly shake him and say, "Hey, you there?"
He is cold to the touch. Way more than he probably should be. Like it's almost like you almost get burned from the intense cold that comes off of his scales.
He pulls his hand away and just stares curiously for a minute.
Give me a perception check.
A little bit better, at least.
You're not sure, but you can't tell if he's breathing or not. And then, as you're watching, and as you're watching how still it is, you see his chest sort of start to very slowly go out. It's almost like he's in stasis. Very, very slow breathing. That you can see from him, and he's not moving.
Now Thaddeus is really confused, but he also doesn't know what to do. He would grab one of the sheets off of the bed and cover him with it.
And the rest of you guys, all you guys really see is you watch Thaddeus go and try to shake him awake, and then instantly recoil, almost like he got hurt.
Can I notice anything?
Give me a perception check.
I forgot to open it. Hold on.
You don't notice as much as Thaddeus does, but you do notice that something is wrong. His stillness is very unnatural. That's about all you can tell.
Can I get closer to see if I can notice anything else?
Yes, you can. If you want to, you can
uh,
also do a medicine check, which is typically to discern different things on the body. If you want to do that.
I was just curious because I was wondering if Dragonborn could go into like a hibernation phase or anything.
Hang on, let me look at my list of of skills. Give me
I'll be right back.
a nature check. Your advantage state is baffling to me. You haven't
Do what
gotten
now?
the advantage rolls have both been 20s, but we're not using those, which sucks, and it's baffling. So, as far as you know, Dragonborn don't hibernate, but tiny ones, maybe. So as far as you can tell, he's alive, but something is definitely wrong with him. It's about as far as you guys can discern right now.
Is he like visibly cold? Like
You can
are there,
as he lets out like his super slow breaths, you guys can actually see his breath coming out of his mouth. It's like crystallizing.
Well, that's different than I was expecting. Never mind.
Like he said that when Thaddeus went to touch him, he was so cold that it was almost like a burn.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily like imply like he's a visible like
He doesn't look
change.
deathly blue. All you know is that his scales seem kind of muted a little bit more than his normal color. That's the only perceptible difference you can tell. And the fact that visually you can see his breath crystallizing as it leaves his lungs.
Is there a check I can do to see if I know of anything similar to this happening?
Make a medicine check. You can do either a medicine check, an arcana check, or a survival check. I'll let you do any one of them. You'll get different information depending on which one you choose.
I'll do medicine.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool.
Coming from me.
Literally.
today.
He's cold.
He do
He do be cold.
He's cold.
Brilliant.
That's it. Great.
No, no.
But yeah, I will let anybody else make those checks as well. If anybody wants to do a medicine, survival, or an arcana check, I will let you guys do that.
I'm gonna do an arcana.
Okay.
I'm gonna do survival.
Gotcha.
Oh
There's
fuck.
There's a bottle that needs chilled. I'll just put it next to him.
Dang it.
Merrick, he's cold.
Well, so I was gonna say,
I'm
fuck.
gonna do a survival check.
Okay. Ragnall. In Tierlu.
Everybody is just like, yes,
cold.
he do in fact be cold.
Tierlu, you'll never guess, but he's really cold. Okay.
Fuck.
Okay.
So, Ragnall and Outclaw, both of you guys kind of give each other passing looks that you kind of. They're both looks of confusion. In your in all of your wilderness expertise, anything that there's not a single animal, plant, or natural substance that you guys can think of that could cause this kind of reaction.
So in short, he's cold.
So in short, he's cold. But you have more information now.
Yeah.
He's not cold, but
He's cold, but
naturally cold.
God damn it! I'll be right back.
oh, it's so funny. We're so lucky. Look at us, lucky bunch.
We're all just huddled around his bed and are just being like, he is in fact very cold.
I can
Not
see
even the
possibly
first person to
cause
point this
this?
out, who's trying to put a blanket on him, is just getting angry and angry as everybody checks him out and says, he's cold.
He's cold.
He's
Hey.
cold.
I wonder why.
I'm more frustrated that my the other rolls are way higher.
That's why I always like turn off like automatic advantage.
How do you do that?
You go to the little cog, and then you scroll. Where is it? Up at the top, like second option to the window to the right. Do query advantage.
This is inside of the character sheet. This isn't like.
Oh,
Yeah, that's in the character sheet.
Mm-hmm.
I just had to make sure because there's a cog
Yeah.
in standard.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
okay. So I click on the cog, and then what?
The second option on the window to the right, roll queries, do query advantage.
So what that'll do is that every time you roll, it'll ask you whether or not you have advantage.
Yeah.
It'll be like a pop-up that just shows up.
Can I roll to see if it works?
Go for it.
Sure.
Roll Arcana for me, I guess, because you're a bard. Sure.
Give me a sec. The cog kind of messed everything up.
We just some technical difficulties. You're all right.
Yeah.
So sweet, it works.
Fine.
Yay.
So the interesting thing about this roll, okay, the reason why I told you to roll Arcana is because you instantly recognize this is some sort of magical ability. You don't recognize what it is, but you know that what's keeping him in this state is magical in some form or manner.
So in short, it's magic.
Yes, as far as you can tell, but you don't know what the source is.
That's why I rolled Arcana, because it seemed like it was some sort of magic, and I wanted to know what magic it was.
This seems much like not natural. I think it might be. I'm not sure what to call it, but it's kind of like the thing that I saw at that one dude, the one guy once that shoved a card into an egg deck and pulled it from behind my mane of feathers.
Magic?
Is that what it is?
I mean,
Illusion.
yes, in a way.
I love how-
Oh.
I love
pauses
how-
as he was about to break.
I love how in a
News
world
that
of
it
I
wasn't
love
real
how in a
magic.
world of magic, like in a bunch of technological wonders, there are still people on the street doing street magic with cards.
She thinks that's unnatural. The normal magic, she thinks is normal.
So
Sleight of hand.
I
It's
just
more
I had to
powerful
point.
than what you know.
I'm just gonna write this down. There has to be like an actual, like, honest to god sleight of hand magician in this game now.
Yeah.
Yeah, there has to be.
There has to
Mikey,
be.
I would love for the wizard class to have a prestidigitation school of magic. Where
Sleight
it's
of
all
hand.
just fake magic. and
Sleight of hand.
I mean, technically, the arcane trickster does that, which is
The
a
most
rogue
complex of all magic.
Yeah, it's rogue class though. I'm talking like a wizard.
class. Yes,
This is
I
like
went
art
to...
magic.
Oh, what magic school did you go to? Oh, Uncle Frank's illusionary school of magical wonders. Did you say Uncle Frank's? Yeah. See, watch what I can do. He pulls out a deck, flips up a card with like a simple card trick, and like, is this your card? I didn't name one, but is this your card? That's going in the
Brilliant.
campaign.
Brilliant.
Definitely going to the campaign. Is this your card?
So he's
Fucking name one.
Anyway, we're getting off track, but we're getting off track.
Let's see, I'm gonna try roll arcane as well.
Okay, you can do that.
Fuck.
He sure is
He's
cold.
Man, he is incredibly cold. In fact, like when you reach out your hand, like when you touch him, it actually burns. So you paradoxically think that he's really hot right now.
Is he
Is he hot or
freezing
is he cold? I
burning?
don't. Is that yes or a no?
I think so. We're all perplexed by Radiant that we're not continuing anything else.
I'm so surprised that nobody got anything higher than a 15.
I was hoping to get something higher, but then I realized.
But yeah, so one of your compatriots is currently what looks like stasis on his bed, cold to the touch. He's crystallizing his breath, and you have none of you guys have any idea what's going on.
So
I mean, I
I
could roll
looked at it.
Arcana, but I have a feeling it's just going to be the same result.
Probably.
This
You
is
never
weird.
know.
We'll see, let's see.
find
You know
out.
what? You can roll it. Let's see what you get.
I am somewhat of a wizard.
Somewhat, says the sorcerer.
You know, I'm sort of a
I
wizard
do not have
myself.
advantage on Arcana, though.
You
So-
don't. You mean wait? Well, yeah, you wouldn't have advantage. You'd have proficiency.
I
You
mean,
think
look
you
at
don't have
mine. I
No, I
had
don't- Efficiency
mine
either.
was negative.
You
Well,
You
know,
know, I'm something of a magician
And-
myself.
You hit double digits.
you hit double
That's
digits, so
something.
that's good. You know this.
Good.
You basically
Yes.
meet Tierlu's eyes, and you both come to the same conclusion at the exact same time. It's like a cosmic like coincidence. Like you both like say like, oh yeah, this is definitely magic. But again, you don't know the source, and you don't know what could be causing it. Whether it's like a curse, or if it's something coming from him, you can't tell.
He covers him in the blanket.
Okay.
I was gonna say who's gonna cover him under the blanket.
I think Thaddeus
Everybody
the
just grabs the
entire
blanket
time has been
outline.
holding the blanket and waiting for you.
Yeah,
idiots
he's been
to step
trying.
back.
He's been
Like,
trying.
every-
Step back, you idiot, step back. Yeah, he's cold, just step the fuck back.
Yeah.
That was a disaster. All right, so what is the plan? What are you guys doing? Because we are getting very close to the start of the party.
That was quite the bit.
I mean, it's those bits that make me love this game.
The party get distracted by one thing that's not part of the actual story, main story. Well,
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys have no idea what's
Well,
happening.
nobody's actually answered my
Who's-
initial
who's-
question.
What was your initial
so
question?
it's
Sorry.
been
Nobody answered my initial question. Who is attending the party?
that's what I was gonna ask also. So who's gonna
There's
stay?
a party?
Who will stay and who will
Hello.
go?
Tierlu, as much as I would love for you to attend, I'm afraid that your staff. That means that you're not going to actually partake in the festivities if you show up at all. You're going to have to be forced to help people.
She looks heartbroken.
I know.
I'm
I
pretty
know,
sure
it's
someone
very-
can bring food for them.
I'll definitely leave the party with a fistful of hors d'oeuvres for you.
Yay!
Hors d'oeuvres.
Oh, Dubs.
Or
No, like half the party is like, what the fuck is an hors d'oeuvre?
It's a
Exactly.
fancy party thing. Don't
The
worry.
fancy thing you won't understand.
Allow me to elaborate. Appetizers.
Is this where you break out the fan?
There you go.
What's an appetizer?
Yeah.
Oh, so
This
every
is
single
when I break
time,
out the fan.
literally every single
It's-
time, Alexander.
It's a high class thing, fan.
Every single time that Alexander has said something vaguely sassy, all that I can think of is whoosh. Just the fan.
It just flips out the fan,
Just the
starts
fan.
fanning.
But anyway, so Tier Lewis staff. I assume Alexis is going. I assume Thaddeus is going.
Most likely.
Who is there anybody who's staying back and doing something else? I need to know who's in which group.
I'm gonna sing.
I was thinking about staying, probably trying to do some stuff in the room.
You could also explore the ship. That is absolutely up to you because, as far as you know, everybody's going to be at the party, which is in the central hall.
I'll probably stay back in the room and probably do some potential exploring myself throughout just to gain knowledge of what I can.
Got it.
Yeah,
So
same here.
Ragnall and Merrick, you guys are staying back. Party. Is Nero back or is he still gone?
I just came back. I don't know what's happening.
Hello there.
Party,
So they
party,
woke.
yeah.
So what was the
Yeah.
last thing you heard?
Death, like not death. Fucking, we were talking about lies.
Yeah. So basically,
I
two
went on a
people have figured out that it's magical, but they don't know what the source is. They don't know if it's a curse or if it's like
Oh,
a
me and
personal thing. All they know is that it's magic. That is
Everyone
causing
else
this.
like, and everyone else,
It's
everyone else
magic,
like,
you
he's
know?
cold. Yes, I see. He is cold. I concur.
I
You
heard
do
that.
it, in fact.
I can concur mathematically.
Indubitably.
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 Okay.
Mm.
So pretty much everyone except for me and who else? Ragnall
Me.
are the ones at least currently staying.
Okay, and Outclaw, are you going to the party?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
he's already down
Party,
one
party,
drink.
party.
He wants
Okay,
to
yeah,
get
that's
some
right.
more.
He's already down one drink. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
Tierlu, you're gonna be on the staff. Got it. Thank you very much, guys. So we'll start off. There is obviously over the intercom some music is played from a phonograph, just sort of showing the just sort of introducing the party to everyone, just to sort of bring everybody else into the mood. There's a lot of movement in and around the vessel at this time, but all the movement is heading towards that center hall. that massive open space with the huge skylight showing the stars from in a way that you've never seen them before, without clouds, without anything around you. All you see is just this great expanse of space with gorgeous stars that are shining down into this warmly lit central hall with columns and lanterns. There are two long tables on either side, packed with food and hors d'oeuvres. There is a bar at the far end being manned by, strangely enough, Corbin. And there are hundreds of people in this massive room, all of them sort of forming little groups, some of them dancing in the center, all of them wearing extravagant clothing. There are some people that sort of chill on the loft in the lounge, smoking cigars. There's drinking everywhere. There are servants that are walking through the crowds, carrying various hors d'oeuvres from the tables or drinks from the bar, making sure that everyone is wanting for nothing. It is probably the most. There are rings that are hanging from the ceiling that have exotic dancers in them. There are incredible looking. There's an incredible looking, almost diamond chandelier that is hanging from the very center of this extravagant ballroom. And as you guys walk through, you are hit with the smell of incredibly gourmet food and the sounds of raucous laughter and and essentially just a horde of voices that are all trying to talk over each other. Tierlu, you are dressed up in your brand new uniform. The little the little gnome that originally gave you that uniform sort of waddles over like, you there, where have you been? We have been setting up for over an hour. You were supposed to be here over an hour ago. Explain yourself.
Can I say, before Taylor responds, on our way to the party, I emphasized that they are going to be very, they're going to pry a lot of the party members, and to come up with fake stories.
Okay, it's a good
A
idea.
lot of
Just
deception throws.
Yeah, you're probably gonna have to
just like-
deceive a lot. Good luck.
Just like to let everybody know, like, how the party. I want to do a quick rundown of how the party works and what party goers expect from you, and to be sure to maybe rehearse your false stories.
Oh God.
I went to the little ladies' room and accidentally lost track of time. I'm sorry.
For an hour.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Very well, very well. You are helping Corbin with the drinks. You will be ushering them out to the various guests. Understood? Now head over there.
Okay.
And he sort of ushers you over very quickly. And before that, he turns to the rest of the party. I am so sorry, my esteemed guests. Please allow us to give you a complimentary drink on the house. And he sort of snaps his fingers, and a servant holding a large platter comes over with rather fruity looking drinks. It's a nice red with a lime in it.
Alexander takes one.
Don't mind if I do.
Thank you very much.
Okay. So before we, so I set the scene. Figure out what you guys want to start with. I'll give you guys a couple of minutes. I gotta go and take care of something really fast. So I'll give you guys a couple minutes to sort of deliberate. Like, I'll explain if you guys want me to when I get back. I can explain some key players that you guys notice, or at least their descriptions. Basically, the people that seem to be drawing the biggest crowds. And we can go from there. But for right now, let's take like a quick 5-minute like bio break, and we'll come back, reconvene, and start the party.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, it's time to make up your guys' stories.
Oh God.
I'm glad I didn't go
Y'all
on the
got-
party 'cause-
Y'all got 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Make
I'm-
up a fake
I'm glad I
backstory.
didn't go either.
I have a half-baked backstory for my main character. Expect me trying to make a backstory in 5 minutes?
It's make a story in 5 minutes, even though I've never been to one.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna run to the restroom.
Alrighty. The last thing I can think of was my near-death experience at the factory.
My character mainly comes from a relatively small village, so there's no big extravagant parties like this. So
Indeed.
Who was at the party again?
it's you, Thaddeus. Well, I can't remember people's names. Thaddeus, Tilu's a wait staff now.
Yeah.
You and Ragnar are back at that
Yeah.
room?
Mhm.
All right.
There's literally just you, Alexander, and Thaddeus at the moment because Tirlu is wait staff, and me and Ragnar are still in the room.
Mm.
And
Are we gonna split up in the party, or are we gonna stay all?
That's up to you to decide.
I'm asking then the rest of the members. What do you feel like? I noticed Sotek is gone, but Okami,
Hmm.
I'm asking you:
What?
are we splitting up, or are we?
Well, we could split up, but that's dangerous.
True.
But staying as a group is also dangerous.
it's 22 or whatever it is.
It's somewhat inexplicable that a group would just hang around together on a dance floor.
Mhm.
I mean, you guys could split up and then regroup once in a while.
Mm-hmm. Could go off in pairs.
Pairs.
Or split up to more than one group.
You have two people in
Scatter.
dress. You have two people in dresses and one person in a suit. So
Hmm.
make your choice.
We could just all split up. There's not much. As long as we don't go too far away from each other.
How well is Outclaw pulling off the wearing the dress?
Not as good as Alexander.
Yeah, Outclaw's pretty much just dreading, like loathing every moment that it has to be in a dress.
Guys, sir, no worries about me in the dress. I'm getting drunk. I'll live into it.
Oh, that's gonna work out real good.
Oh yeah.
Hell
And-
yeah.
I'm back. How's
Right.
how's
Welcome back.
everybody's backstories going?
Yeah.
Not looking good.
Basically, what I'm going for is half truths.
Have true. Oh God.
That works. So at least make it where you're not completely lying, but then you're not you're not also telling the truth fully. Make it a little
Yeah.
easier.
Like, oh yes, well, you'll hear some of it as we go, but
Go with half truths.
yeah, I'm
Hmm.
gonna I'm gonna have a I'm gonna like let out some of my backstory in it, but it's gonna be twisted differently.
Better have a sheet of paper to at least help you remember what part was a lie.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you could get mixed up, and then you'll have two people having two different stories about you.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Ah,
still got some time. I think I started it at 52, so we'll start up again at 57. I am having such a fun time.
I got toast.
Yeah.
it is fun.
Like the whole like interactions that we had at the very beginning, that is exactly what I wanted. I'm not even kidding. I was smiling the whole time.
I can tell.
We started with 7, and then we dropped to 6. Then we dropped to 4, and now we only have 3.
That story will go to them. To the
Do
sun.
what now?
So so we started with 7. There was Alexander, me, Outclaw, Ragnall, Ridian, Thaddeus, and you. And then Ridian went into that like stasis frozen state. So that he's currently out. So that's at 6 of us now. Me and Ragnall stayed in the room, so that leaves the 4 of you. But then you got dragged away as wait staff, so that was only 3. Alexander, Outclaw, and Thaddeus.
Correct. Now, the guys that are back in the room, Ragnall and Merrick, what are you guys doing?
My first plan was just to check out the vent, see if there's anything on here, what I can see. What what the system seems to be made from, if it like kind of material. Just sort of analyzing what the vent is and what is not.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh my God, Merrick's the imposter.
Vent, do it. Vent right in front of me, bitch. So I need you to make an
What are you
investigation.
meeting?
So I need you to make an investigation check, Merrick.
Oh
I
God.
swear to God. I
No,
swear
fucking
to
God.
You son of a bitch.
You fool!
I have no regrets.
Clearly. Fucking hell.
I noticed nothing because I got a 2.
Yeah, so you're
Maybe I can help with that.
Yeah, go for it. Merrick, feel free to do a help action for the artificer.
Yeah, Ragnar, would you be able to see what you can see or hear through the vent?
Well, I can try. So what do I need to do?
Roll an investigation for me. Oh, hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
There we go.
21. So you notice that...
We're supposed to do it with advantage? I did mine as normal.
Right, yours was normal. You then helped Ragnall with a help action, which gave him advantage.
Okay.
So basically what you guys find, you notice that it looks like it's made out of probably brass, copper, something along those lines. some sort of shiny, sort of off yellow to orange metal, and it's attached with 4 screws going into the wall at each of the 4 corners. As you're looking through into the darkness of the vent, you notice that it continues down for quite a ways. It looks like it partially connects to another room, but then there's an offshoot. It looks like there's 2 alcoves on either side of this of the vent that you can't really see from your position, being outside of it.
Okay.
So it's kind of like just sort of, so like if this is kind of like the straight line that you see kind of like a little bit here and a little bit there. If like this is the front of the vent. So like you see a little opening here and a little opening here, and then the vent sort of continues on and then sort of turns off this way.
Okay. Depending on how sturdy this ventilation ducts are, it wouldn't be a terrible idea to possibly navigate through and gather any information we could possibly get.
Oops.
Yeah.
My main concern is, can this hold at least my weight going through the vents? I don't want to end up falling through the ceiling of someone's room or maintenance room. That would be kind of uncomfortable situation, to say the least.
You can check if you want to discern whether or not it can take your weight, you can do a check of investigation if you wish.
Investigation normal?
Yeah, just standard investigation. Yeah, it definitely looks like it can hold at least your weight, Merrick.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ, Ragnar. Yeah, it can absolutely hold your weight. It might even hold Ragnall's weight, but that's a bit more of a foregone conclusion. You can absolutely confirm that it will hold Merrick at least.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you guys want to do?
I think it'd be a good idea at least try to slowly slide my way through the events as quietly as I can.
Well, you got to take off
Just
the
to-
vent cover first.
Yeah. And it's held with screws, you said?
Yep. Held with screws.
Do you have any sort of... What kind of screw? Flat, Phillip?
We'll say flat. Flathead.
Flathead. Okay.
Just need a flat material to be able to unscrew, flat sturdy material to unscrew these screws from the wall to take the vent off the.
Ah, yes, DJ, we can see your screen.
Shut up.
It's all part of the plan.
I was researching. I was researching on the fly. That's what you do. I'll do that on my phone from now on. Look, I forgot. It's okay.
It was minor enough, but if you start looking up enemies, it might be a problem.
Oh, yeah, I would never want to look up what an enemy would be. That's definitely not what I want. Yeah, why would I want to do that?
Or the
Yeah,
thing
what would you
that,
do that?
takes you to Narnia.
Yeah, why would I
Why
want
are
to
you
do
looking
that?
at Tarasque?
No reason.
Put it down, DJ. Put it down.
But anyway, so Ragnar, you do have Artificer's
Ooh,
tools,
a raid.
which has the thing that you need to which has like screwdrivers and things like that.
Right.
DJ, a raid.
I noticed. Yeah.
You got raid. Yeah.
Thank you guys so
Hello,
much for the
everybody.
raid. Appreciate it. Just playing a little bit of D&D, as you can probably tell. So you do have an Artificer's kit. which does have like screwdrivers, basically anything you would need to assemble like clockwork and stuff like that.
Huh. I should have known this.
So you
Yeah,
can
let's just-
use that to take off the vent.
Yeah, I'll use a screwdriver.
Alrighty, so you take off the you take off the vent. As you do so, there's a little bit more light going through. You can kind of clearly see that the two alcoves on either side are pretty shallow. It's like just sort of like indents. Almost, it's a little strange. You wouldn't necessarily see that too much unless there was another vent directly to that right. But you see a glint of something in the vent. And with that, we will cut over to the partygoers. So what are you guys doing? So Tierlu,
Yes.
you moved your way over to the bar. I will get to you in a second. But Thaddeus, Alex, and Outclaw, what are you guys doing?
Phineas would be watching the crowd, not really trying to mingle so much as trying to
Yeah.
avoid mingling.
I would like to survey a little bit and see what exactly the party is looking like right now.
Okay. Give me a quick perception check.
Why are all my rolls so low?
Luckily, this isn't a very hard. Luckily, this isn't a very hard roll. So, given that the party is so packed, it's very difficult to sort of discern. But it looks like there are three separate sort of large groups within the grander whole of the party. You can vaguely see a very old, very extravagantly adorned lady in one of them sort of talking to everyone around her, and there's some laughter and some whispering here and there. You see what looks like a lord arguing with his daughter, and you see a man in a military uniform sort of talking up with a bunch of other lords and ladies, and they are particularly chilling around the bar.
Okay. And I would just out of curiosity, none of which are tabaxi.
No, none of them are tabaxi.
We are sore thumbs.
You do kind of stick out like sore thumbs. Like, there are most of the beast races that you see on this ship, the occasional dragonborn like Corbin, they're very rare. Most of the people on here are like elves, half elves, humans, dwarves, gnomes, like that sort of nature. There's actually the occasional tiefling. But the only reason why you can tell is because you can see the area where they've sanded down their horns. It's like one tiefling around the back of the party. Thaddeus, what are you doing?
He's just staying at the outliers and trying to see if anybody is watching other people. Specifically watching the somewhat more obvious ones of the group, Alexander and
I mean, everyone's
Outclaw,
watching.
especially Outclaw.
I mean, this is a
Man.
how it looks right now is it looks like you have brought your Basically, what it looks like right now is that you, a prominent lord, has brought your mistresses with you on this trip. Is what it looks like to the grander populace. Do with that as you will, but essentially everybody watches everybody. This is one of those sort of like highbrow parties where everyone's very attentive. They're all trying to get those little bits of information. This is probably the only time that this many people is in this high of stature is going to be in the same place for this long. And there's some good dirt to be found. So just by looking, it's not going to give you anything.
I would like to just cover my face with my fan real quick.
Okay.
And I would like to lean into Thaddeus and I would ask, what is the alias that you're going by during this party?
I do believe that the last name he chose was Chevalier.
That was for the officer. That's
And-
not for the lord.
What the hell did I put for the Lord then?
I don't know. I don't think you did one for the lord. But all I know is, or did you do that? Because I remember you were talking to Corbin as the officer, and you specifically said Officer Trevalier or
Yeah.
Trevalier. But I don't think you gave one for your lord persona.
But he's not here as the officer. You're right. He would give the name Levesque,
That is.
and he would.
Can you spell that?
Levesque?
Yes, please.
Oh, Levesque. So like Levesque. SQUE. Close enough. Lord Levesque.
He would basically.
And
He
consorts.
would tell them.
My apologies.
He would tell Alexander that I am a former officer in the war who managed to get established afterwards due to connections with what do you like military procurement. He basically got into guns. The weapons.
That's fair.
Former Officer Levesque, and you what?
Through his connections in the military, got into
He's an arms dealer.
pretty much
Okay.
And he wouldn't be the only
got
one at the
into
party
some
either.
arms production.
You definitely would not be the only arms dealer at the party, so it's a pretty good one to blend in with.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you kind of see sort of the same thing. You see sort of like the three different groups. You see the primary people that you see are like the old woman, the arguing father and daughter, and the military man. Those are like the main ones that you're seeing that kind of stick out, from the crowd.
He would keep at a distance but watch the military man and see what he's up to.
All right. So currently, right now, he's enjoying a fine glass of wine, just hanging back with a hearty laugh as he's talking to some of his other military buddies. You can't tell what he's saying, but you know that they're having a jovial conversation, one of just laughter and from what you can understand, just joking around between brothers.
Yeah. For the most part, he would be walking around trying not to engage in conversation with anyone.
Okay.
But he would be watching to see if anybody looks at Outclaw specifically because of the fact that they apparently know Outclaw is here.
Give me a perception check for me.
It's not the worst I've had.
You notice the eyes of the old woman, who's kind of like in her own little sector, sort of talking to a bunch of of people of various ages. You notice her eyes are trained directly at you. She doesn't look malicious or anything. She's just quietly contemplating, just watching as you're sort of walking around the room.
Well, Thaddeus would steer clear of him. Unsettling.
We're gonna move over to the bar really fast. Tierlu, you're ushered over there by the gnome. Like, now listen, you're gonna be running drinks back and forth. Just listen to Corbin, he will know what he's doing. And then the gnome, without even hearing your response, just runs off to go and do something else. You see Corbin behind, he hasn't noticed you yet. He's got a shaker in hand. He's got a vest on with like a button down shirt. He looks a little bit uncomfortable in the pants that they've given him, but he's making it work. You know, he's just shaking up a couple of drinks. He's putting them out rather quickly. He's the only bartender there, but he's just sort of pouring some drinks down into a bunch of martini glasses, and then he sort of tinks the side of the glass like up, and then when he notices you, his eyes lock with yours, and he accidentally breaks one of the glasses. Just oh no. Shit! Oh, god damn! Sorry, sir. I'll make you a new one straight away. Okay. Okay. He's specifically looking away. He's like, and he sort of grabs a tray, puts the other three on there, and sort of like pushes it in your direction, trying not to look at you. He's like, over, General Morgan. He's asking for these drinks. He's right over there, and he sort of points to the general, in the side, and he's sort of like, you can tell that he's kind of like, he's trying to hide like his gaze from you. As he just goes back to his work, trying to not be distracted.
Man of many talents, huh?
Oh,
And she grabs the thing, turns around, and then flicks her tail up underneath his chin.
oh well, yeah,
And
you know,
then walks away.
just yeah. and as you do that, he spills an entire shaker of stuff on himself.
Oh, poor Corbin. Poor Corbin.
God.
Corbin's
Oh,
gonna get fired.
And he sort of like looks at the other guy at the thing at the bar, and he just like, he gives like an awkward smile, like, I'm so sorry, sir. I will get right on it. Just give me a moment, please.
Poor Corbin.
Do something, man.
So you are currently bringing drinks over to General Morgan, Okami, and Okami, Outclaw, and Alex. You guys are currently walking through the party. What do Alexis and Outclaw do? Sorry, I'll just call you Alex because you're going by Alexis.
I mean, yeah, Alexis is the alias. So
what are you guys doing?
I would probably be following Thaddeus around a little bit, like kind of leaning into like I'm a mistress or whatever.
Right.
And if like he joins any group, I would accompany him.
Okay. Outclaw, are you doing the same thing, or are you on your own?
I would like to wander off because I'm an asshole.
Okay.
Of course, carrying my drink, taking swigs of it,
Okay.
and just like surveying the party, looking everywhere. but most of the surveying would, of course, be getting closer and closer to the bar.
Okay, that's fair. As you get closer and closer to the bar, you kind of start to hear the military man start to speak. What voice did I give him? Now you listen here, Jonathan. Now, when you're in as many tours as I have been on, you will understand that the most important thing a man can pack in his bag is a stiff drink. Not only does it curb the senses, but it also is a nice pick-me-up. And if you play your cards right, it'll also take the edge off, if you know what I mean. And like the rest of his friends start laughing as well, and they start taking drinks. Tierlu, you walk up with the drinks. Morgan addresses you. Well, you're a big one, aren't you? Lots to throw around, eh? But yeah, we'll do. Looks like there's only 3 drinks there. Boys, why don't you take on those couple of drinks? I will wait. I've still got to finish mine. Thank you so much, miss. And he sort of throws you a gold piece. He seems like a pretty. Can you make an insight check for me? As you're sort of serving his friends the drinks that Corbin had made. So you kind of understand that this guy's a military man. It's kind of easy to tell. But you also know, just let me describe him a little bit. He's got a large sort of like handlebar mustache. He's got a cigar in his mouth. He's got his hair is thinning, but it looks like he's trying to keep it as he's trying to keep as much hair as he possibly can. But in his old age, he's starting to lose it. He's a rather rotund gentleman. It looks like he hasn't been on active duty for quite a while. He usually has a very stiff drink of whiskey in his hand. Except for tonight, where tonight it's all about the cocktails for him and his companions. From this limited sort of interaction, you realize he's it's almost as if he's putting up an act, but you're not sure what that act is, whether it's his jovialness or something else, just from looking at him. So he sort of like flips you a gold coin, and he says, "Why don't you split that with your why don't you split that with your boy toy over there?"
Tierlu chuckles a little.
Now then, you can tell him to take his time with my drink. I wanted to make sure that it's well done. Now, boys, let's talk business. Do you stick around, or do you sort of go off and do your own thing?
Who, me?
Yes, you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You sort of walk off?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'll just walk off back over to the bar.
Okay.
Bring back the empty glasses that were there.
Okay. You walk over. Corbin's kind of like wiping himself off. He's getting over his frazzledness, and blatant embarrassment, and he sort of finishes up a drink, puts it back on. He seems rather competent from behind the bar. He kind of looks at you. He's like, I am so sorry. I don't know what came over me, as he's like shaking and pouring some more drinks.
So that gentleman over there gave me this gold piece. He said to split it with you.
Oh, was nice of him.
Oh.
One thing you'll one thing you'll find about bartending, there's usually pretty good money in it. You give people their booze, you know, it'll be good. He kind of puts the gold piece in a bag, takes out 5 silver and hands it to you. Here. Actually, he takes out 2 more silver and gives it to you. So you have a total of 7 extra silver now.
A little bit more than half there, isn't it?
Yeah, it is what it is. Oh,
You wouldn't
it
be
is.
flirting with me, would you?
I have no idea what you mean. He goes.
Deny.
Redacted.
Just keep it up, and we'll consider it an apology for how I acted when you came over the first time.
However, do you mean?
The first you walked over here and I broke a glass.
Oh, so you're saying that you're strong, huh? I like strong men.
Poor Corbin.
She winks at him.
He lets out a sigh, sort of finishes the drink that he was pouring, puts the shaker sort of back onto the thing, and just like leans over and puts his head in his hands. Just, I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't expecting someone like you to be aboard. And it's throwing me off more than I care to admit.
What does that mean? Didn't think they would see another Dragon board?
Well, yeah. I mean, sure, there's a decent amount in the city, but after let's just say it's been a while since I've seen my own kind. It's hard to explain. I'm sorry. I'm really not good at this, as you can probably tell. Yeah, it's I'm being caught off guard. This is what true helplessness feels like, I guess. He kind of like says that last part to himself as he just sort of gives you a little chuckle and goes back to his works. Like, we can talk later. Let's try to get some of these drinks out. And he goes back to sort of shaking some more cocktails. We're gonna head back over to Ragnall and Merrick. You guys open up the front cover of the and you start to what do you guys do after that?
So before I start heading in there, I try to find a small object and use I use light on the small object to give it a glow, just so I could at least have a little small light while I'm in the vents.
Nice. I love it. All right, so you cast light. It creates sort of like a magical hum before going silent, and you have like a little almost like a glow stick kind of looking thing. You hold it up, it illuminates the area. Let me go ahead and just sort of show what you can see from now. So you kind of can see all, like, basically this entire area here. This part is like dim light. You kind of can't really tell, but you do notice something interesting. You notice a glint of, you look like something almost like a wire. Something like a small bit of copper that's kind of coming out of the left-hand alcove.
Okay. And that's going down the tunnel,
Yep, it's going down the
as
tunnel.
I can see?
Yep.
Okay. Do I notice anything else about it besides just that it's coming out of the left side?
Yeah, you can't see
Or-
anything else from your current position.
Okay. So I slowly ease my way into the vent, the duct, trying to cause as little creaking and whatnot as I can, just to prevent any acknowledgement that I'm in there.
You'll need to make a stealth check.
I'm pulling up.
Ragnall, while he's doing this, what are you doing?
I'm just blind.
Ragnall?
Okay, that's
Yeah, sorry. What?
Okay. So while he's doing this, what are you doing?
He's in the vent.
Yeah, he's moving. He's starting to enter the vent right now. 19 stealth. You're pretty quiet. You're not sure. Creaking is kept to a minimum, but you do notice that as you as you get closer to the wire, you start to illuminate what looks like a contraption off to your left. You're not sure what it is.
okay. Am I able to just take a quick look at it without trying to disturb it?
You can. I'll need a perception check. 16. Okay, so
No, for the time being, I'm just looking at the vent.
okay. So Merrick, you see that this wire that's sort of moving along the underside of the vent is connected to some sort of contraption. It's vaguely box shaped, has a couple of gears running through it, and it looks like it's got a large sort of black end to it, almost like a it looks like it has a large black sort of plunger on one side, and it's pressed directly against the wall, the side wall of the it's pressed directly against the side wall of the vent.
How far have I got myself into the vent at this point? I'm just sort of like in the entranceway.
Yeah, you're still kind of in the entranceway.
Okay.
It's very close. You just had to basically put half of yourself in to sort of get a look at it.
I'm gonna turn back to Ragnall and Seth. There's this strange device attached to the left, one of the left vents. I don't know exactly what, I can't exactly make out what it is, but it just seems a bit suspicious and off-putting to me. I feel, I don't know if it's some sort of security mechanism or if it's just something that was installed for that specific area, but it just gives me bad vibes, and if I go any further, I'm gonna have to take extreme cautions to try to not disturb whatever this mechanism might be.
Would I be able to tell what that is based on his description about it?
Do you describe kind of what I told?
Yeah.
Okay, so Give me an intelligence check, Fox. Just a straight intelligence check.
This one?
Jesus.
No, that's safe.
No. Well, oh yeah, that is a save. Sorry, you need an intelligence check.
Hold on. Gotta find it.
You just click on intelligence, so it should be right next to your saves.
I'm at a loss for it.
As in, like, you know where your score is, like, for your intelligence. I think your intelligence is 20. If you click on
Like
that word intelligence, it'll do an intelligence check.
The fancy boxes.
You aren't sure. You would need to get a better look at it.
If I back out, would he be able to look far enough into the vent to see what I'm talking about?
He probably could, yeah. It might be a bit of a squeeze, but I think he'll probably just be able to get his head around to see the contraption.
You want?
Yeah, because I don't know if the vent is gonna hold my weight.
You would only really be standing on something and sort of sticking your head inside, and then like looking to the left. So that's about all you can do with your size.
I'll just do that then.
Okay. Can I give me an investigation check? And then another intelligence check.
All right.
Okay.
And what was the other one? Perception?
Another intelligence check, since you have it in front of you. Okay. So you look at this device with the black plunger pressed tightly against the side wall, and you realize something. It seems to be an incredibly sensitive device. Like the tiniest of cogs inside of the plunger mechanism seem to be jostling, and you realize that it's not just one plunger, it's hundreds, maybe thousands of little rods that are pressed against the side of the vents. And then with your intelligence check, you realize something. This is a listening device. You don't know exactly how it works, but you know that it must have been listening to something from inside of your room. With that, we'll cut back over to the party.
Damn.
Damn.
Man, I hate cliffhangers.
Dude, I fucking love them. They're great. So, Thaddeus, Alex, and Outclaw, what are you guys doing?
I can jump the gun first. Just still scoping out the area, but like almost at one of the seats by the bar by now.
Okay. So you're sitting at the bar. You notice that Corbin sits across from you. He's sort of shaking drinks. He's slowed down a little bit. You see that he's catching glances at, you can probably guess who. He he looks at you. He's like, "Oh, hello, miss. You were at that tour, right? Hi. It's great to see you again. Welcome to the party. Can I get you anything?" As he pours a couple more drinks and hands them off to the server that came up just beside you with a platter and moves off with a serene grace that you were not expecting.
All right, just thinking. I just like slowly sit down by it, but like graciously, trying to act as a gracious woman sitting down.
You're gonna need to give me a deception check, my guy.
Fine by me.
Either that or performance. One of the two. All right. You're surprisingly agile, especially given that you are a cat. So it comes disturbingly naturally to you.
Right.
So
No,
what can I get for you?
Just one question: is drinks here the same as just normal drinks?
Yeah, just nothing super. It's like you've got like whiskey, vermouth, a little bit of, you've got wine, you've got some like vodka stuff. It's very similar, just nothing too modern. Your standard cocktails, basically.
Just pour me some whiskey sour, please.
You got it. And he sort of deftly puts together in a second glass, all while he's pouring out another one. He's rather adept at, like, it's surprising how well he can sort of put everything together in a quick whiskey sour. He even throws in a little bit of an egg white in there for the froth. Shakes it all up, puts it all in with strains it, hands it over to you, and then goes back to his work as if it's not that big of a deal.
I just take up the drink and swig it, kind of a big gulp, but not full.
Give me, so this is the second one you've had.
Third.
Sorry, the third. So give me another Constitution saving throw.
Oh God.
You're gonna have to do this every time. Okay. This one doesn't hit you nearly as hard. It's actually pretty smooth. It's like you could barely taste the alcohol in it. It's just like the nice, earthy sweetness of a whiskey sour.
All right, I approve of Corbin and Turlo.
What?
Approving,
Nothing.
approving nod. Approving nod.
He wants free drinks.
But yeah, Corbin goes back to his work. Alex and Thaddeus, where are you guys at right now? So currently we sort of heard from from General Morgan. Actually, give me a quick second. Or no, I've got a better idea. Roll me a D100, Zolteka.
Oh, of course. We're back to this. Hey.
Gotta do it at least once. Gotta do it at least once.
1D100. I don't know if rolling high is a bad thing.
Okay.
Okay. Fuck off.
I see what's going on.
So, Thaddeus, the old woman that caught your gaze some time ago begins to serenely and slowly walk up to you with an air of superiority about her. As she sort of walks over, keeping that posture, she sort of asks, like, I must ask, dearie, I haven't seen you around one of these parties before. Might I ask you your name? And she asked that to Thaddeus.
ask Thaddeus.
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 Thaddeus would look at her, regarding her with a somewhat curious gaze, and say Levesque.
Ah, Levesque. That's an interesting name you have there. May I ask where you're from, and your mistress as well? Greetings to you, my lady.
It's a pleasure.
The pleasure is all mine. Now I must ask, what got you aboard this vessel? Where are you from? I'm old enough that I tend to know everybody by now, but seeing a new face is rather rare. And one of your type as well.
He twitches a bit, hearing one of your type. And he just responds, I am from New Soleus.
Oh. Where? I gotta remember what the mountain is called.
I'm.
Shame, DJ, shame.
I know. I was thinking. I just gotta go back to my DM notes. Where is it? Oh well, it's fine. I believe. Does that mean you live on the? Oh, what's the word? What is the word that the commoners use? The shelf. I believe it's what they call us. Do you live around there?
Well, I have visited up there once or twice for business dealings. I chose to instead remain on the ground.
My word. That's quite adventurous. That explains why I haven't seen you around any of the parties. I must say, you're a very interesting individual, Lord Levesque. Now you must tell me how you met your lady friend. I'm just dying to know.
I mean, she's old. She's dying. So yeah.
Thaddeus would look at Alexander. See, I met her during the war.
Truly? How did that come about? Were you an army man as well?
Yes, I was a soldier, an officer. Unfortunately, I had a terrible tendency to stay on the front lines rather than in the back, and I paid for it with a little bit of shrapnel.
Oh, poor dearie.
She was the nurse. Little point. Alexandria. Or Alexis.
Alexis.
Oh, don't mess up the name.
the nurse. Oh,
gotta
you're a
remember the
nurse,
name.
darling. That is rather.
Former,
That is.
yes.
Oh, former. Of course. That is rather extraordinary, after all. Please roll me a deception check, both of you.
Let's see how deceiving you guys are.
I've set
Well-
the DC in my head after the story, but I need to see where
yes.
your deception checks go.
Where is
Okay.
this?
With a +7? It still
My fucking... Can I roll higher than a 10, please?
No.
For fuck's sake!
The heart of the dice say no.
The heart of the dice say no.
The die
Not
chooses.
this time, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Now You say former, darling. Where did you practice, I must ask? Because you do seem like a very capable woman.
Do I know of any medical schools?
Roll me a history check. You're kind of shaky when it comes to medical facilities, in New Saleus, but the one that jumps out, but like a name jumps out at you, which is the which is the Saint Vale Hospital. And it's not
the
spelled
hospital.
Vale.
It's a hospital, not like necessarily a educational.
Yeah, because most of the time, I mean, yeah, you go to school to be a nurse, but a lot of times it's a lot of standing practices. That's where you get the
Okay.
majority of your experience.
I practiced at Saint Vale.
Oh, that is a fine institution, after all. Down in the central city, of course. Helping all the ruffians down there. They do need as much help as they can get, after all.
Oh, believe me, I know.
Do tell me, what is the worst injury that you've seen in your line of work? I have a morbid curiosity.
Unfortunately, I'm very strict with the privacy of my clients.
She gives you
Doctor
like,
patient confidentiality and all that.
give
you
me
know.
give
You
me
just got hit by a foip.
give me a perception, give me an insight check really fast. Jesus.
I'm gonna cry.
Poor
So
Alexander.
she regards you and kind of nods. Oh, but where are my manners? Evelyn Avancourt. Sorry, Avancourt. At your service.
A
It is-
pleasure.
It is very fine to meet you too. Now, if you will excuse me, I seem to be the life of the party this evening. I bid you adieu. And she sort of like walks away, back towards her group. Conversation kind of curtly ended, but navigated well enough.
Well enough.
Well, that went well.
Let's see. Where do you guys go after this?
I would actually like to turn to Thaddeus and cover my mouth again with my fan. I would just say, if we're going to try and figure out who knows we're here, perhaps we need to mingle a little and pry, much like she did with us.
Thaddeus tries not to groan.
I know it sucks. But we're going to have
Who
to...
would you suggest?
I would like to survey the room and see if any look particularly suspicious towards us.
Give me a perception check. How is this possible?
This is.
I'm leaving the party.
I cannot believe this. RNGesus is not on your side today.
He was like, okay, I'll let you roll higher than a 10 once.
Jesus has never been on his.
The only person that seems to regard you two with any sort of regularity is Lady Alancourt, who you just spoke to. Everyone else seems to be having their own conversations, some more loudly than others, as you can tell from across the room of a father and his daughter are still arguing. It seems to be getting more and more heated. Like there seems to be almost like a circle forming. And around that time, Tierlu is kind of walking along that area to sort of deliver some drinks, and she overhears, "Now you listen here, young lady. You cannot be a debutante forever." "Oh yeah? Watch me." And she twirls around. She has a long green dress, very very frilly. She seems pretty young, but old enough where she seems to be like about in her mid-20s. She's a human, about average height, long blonde hair sort of curled up into a bun on her head. And she sort of surveys the crowd, her father seemingly fuming, and this woman just seems like she just wants to prove something to the world. She walks right up to Tierlu, grabs the tray, sets it aside, holds out her hand, looks up at you and says, "May I have this dance, my lady?"
Tierlu's gonna blush and yes, I guess.
She takes your hand, drags you to the middle of the circle that's forming, looks over at her father with a grin, like the brattiest grin you've ever seen, knowing for a fact how much this will upset him, and just begins dancing with you in such a graceful manner that even though she's taking the lead, she's almost leading you through the steps, even though you have no idea what the steps are. It's honestly miraculous how she's doing it. And everyone around the circle is just gasping. How could this woman be dancing with not only a commoner but also a dragonborn and all those other like all those other frankly racist comments and classist and various other ists, and starts to draw quite a bit of a crowd, including the eyes of Evelyn Alancourt and General Morgan, who walk themselves over. She sort of speaks up and she says, I do apologize for the sudden intrusion, my lady, but I simply had to stick it to my father. She says over the she says under the growing sound of music that is flowing through the hall.
That's quite all right. It was very enjoyable. Thank you for the dance too.
Absolutely. And then she sort of brings you down a little bit, more towards her level, just gives you a hug, and then you hear her say, "Do me a favor, meet me back in the engineering quarters after the party." And she just pulls away and walks off like nothing happened. And now we'll head back to Okay, thank you so much for that timer that just went off even though I silenced my phone.
Gee, thanks for that.
And now we go back to Fox and Merrick.
Okay.
You find... Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, after learning about the listening device from Fox, from Ragnall, I turn back to him and say, "We need to." I try to back myself out of the. I'm already out of the grate, yeah,
Yeah,
out of the
yeah.
duct, and I try to motion him to get down to my level as close as he can, and I, as quietly as I possibly can, and still have it audible to him. I whisper, "We need to tell them." Just
I agree.
I don't think it would be the best idea for you to go out there because you'd most likely stick out like a sore thumb. So I'll try to see if I can make my way to the ballroom and try to track one of them down. We need to inform them.
All right.
So I, as calmly as I can, without making much of a noticeable disturbance in the room, as if I'm just slowly calmly walking out of the room, I walk out the door and try to make my way to the ballroom where everyone else is
Okay. All right, sounds good. So you walk through that open glass tunnel that leads to the middle hall. And you step into this extravagant party. It seems like the crowd is dispersing from the little dance from a dance that just happened. I'm gonna need you to make a perception check for me.
okay.
Out of curiosity, during the dance, was anybody not like giving a shit?
Give me a perception check. Megan, you can't see your friends yet.
Okay. And like
Fine.
Hey.
There we go.
Hey, finally!
So there's a couple of people who just didn't give a shit. Corbin obviously is kind of using that time to sort of take a break. He seemed to like sort of walk. Corbin actually seemed to walk off to another part of the ship, just sort of taking the time to sort of take a break. It seemed like there were a couple of other women that sort of walked away in a huff. But the only other person that you could see that wasn't really caring and was kind of just looking around was Evelyn. And General Morgan, who seemed to be looking in Evelyn's direction.
and real quickly, am I standing at like on a staircase or just sort of like an entrance to a grand hall?
Entrance to the grand hall. The staircase is to your left.
Okay. Am I able to make my way to the staircase?
Yeah, absolutely. It's literally
Yeah,
like right off to your side. It's kind of like a swooping staircase, that sort of curves upward onto almost a balcony.
Yeah, so I calmly just walk myself over to the balcony to try to get a better view of the overview of the party, just see if I notice anyone familiar.
Okay, give me a perception check with advantage. Okay. You do notice Tierlu. You notice her at least.
At least.
She's kind of walking back and forth from the bar, sort of helping Corbin.
I don't notice any of the other three.
No, you don't. They're kind of lost in the crowd.
Okay. I want to try to blindly.
I'm sorry?
I want to try to
Do we notice that Merrick has entered?
You probably are too in the midst of the party to notice. Just another person, especially one as small as Merrick is.
I want to try to blindly find any of the party members through the crowd.
Okay, so you're gonna kind of walk through the crowd.
Yeah, just slowly, calmly walk through the crowd, try to see if I notice either of the other three in the party.
Okay. Give me a D100. That'll decide in my head how long that'll take you to find them.
Okay.
Okay, sounds good. So while that clock is ticking, after notice, do you guys, Zolteka and Okami, do you guys notice the dance? Do you guys do anything during it?
I think I noticed the dance, but I don't care. I would have done similar to what Alexandro had done, looking to see if anybody didn't give a fuck.
So both of you guys do notice that both General Morgan and Evelyn Allencourt were sort of looking around. There's a couple of other people that were too, but they were kind of like more awkwardly. It seemed like both General Morgan and Evelyn Allencourt had intent behind their looks.
And who was Evelyn looking at?
Tierlu. Only at Tierlu. Not at Tierlu's dancing partner.
Did she look happy, sad, irritated?
Give me an insight. Okay. From what you could tell from the distance that you were at, she kind of had almost a look of determination on her face. Just intense. Not like a lack of emotion, but just stoic.
Well, Thaddeus isn't going to do much about that, but he's going to watch Evelyn a little bit more.
Okay. Tierlu, you notice Corbin walking out the back door of the bar after talking to one of the servers to sort of take his place for a bit.
Okay, I'm assuming he's going on break, and since gonna take a quick break and also see if what he's up to.
Okay. So you follow him?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. So you sort of catch up with him. He seems like he's just sort of he is kind of sitting against the door, or not against the door, but he's sort of like sitting against the wall in the middle of this hallway that's connecting sort of the ballroom to the rest of the couple of rooms. And he's sort of like sitting against the wall, and he seems to be reading something.
I'm gonna approach him and it's like, where'd you learn how to use a shaker like that?
Oh Jesus! and he quickly sort of crumbles up the paper and puts it back into his bag. Jesus, don't sneak up on me like that. Oh
What
God,
were
he's
you
like,
reading?
oh, it was nothing important.
Well, you seem to be very absorbed by it.
I mean, I'm absorbed in kind of a lot of things.
I could tell. An engineer and a bartender.
Well, I was a bartender first, if you can believe it.
Oh,
He
is that what?
quickly shoves the paper in his back pocket.
Is that where you got that scar?
This? Oh no, this is this is something else. Um it's I got it um in a fight
Ooh,
when I was
a fighter too.
No, not that kind of fight.
Oh,
It's
what happened?
I I really don't know if I can tell you, to be honest.
Oh, I understand.
It's it's just hard to explain.
Believe me, there's a lot that I could say is hard to explain.
So do me a favor, roll me an insight check. When you say that, you notice like a tinge of guilt on his face. It's quickly gone, but you sort of like it's like a quick like almost like a micro expression of like guilt, but you don't know why.
You all right there?
Huh? Oh, I yeah. Yeah, I'm okay. You know what's funny? I don't even know your name. And yet here we are.
Well, my name is Tierlu. Fizzle breath.
Okay.
Yeah. My father was able to breathe ice, right? But for some reason, whenever I try, it's nothing but steam. So
Oh.
that's the name.
That... it's a lot better than mine.
Oh, it can't be that bad.
My clan gave me the title of the Lost.
Why did they do that? Sounds not that bad.
It would be if you knew what it meant. Let's just say I wasn't a good kid. anyway, sorry. He kind of takes out he kind of takes out the paper again to sort of look at it. It's a Tierlu, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty nice name.
And Corbin is also a very nice name. And she winks at him.
You notice that he's less flustered now, but it's not from a lack of. It's not like. It seems like there's other stuff on his mind. He seems kind of distracted. Yeah. We should get back to work.
Yeah, you're right. That makes sense.
But if you want, we can talk later.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. Sounds good. And he kind of shyly kind of walks down the hallway and enters back into the bar, going back to his work. Okay, where were we? So through that exchange, Merrick, you end up with the rest of the party.
Okay. With who exactly? Because I know that they had split up at one point.
With Alexis and Thaddeus.
Okay.
I'm sorry, what's happening?
So
I
made
you guys noticed through the crowd, Merrick kind of like weaving back and forth with his little form, sort of between people's legs if he needed to, and he finally catches up with you in the midst of this crowd.
So I got some, let's just call it pleasant news at this point for the occasion.
Mm-hmm.
It seems that I don't know how to quite put this.
Would you rather
The walls,
be
the walls
somewhere
are.
more private?
Yeah, if we can find a more private area, would be quite pleasant.
All right. I'll lead us to like a more secluded area of the party.
There's a pretty decent area off towards the back. It's a bit behind where the large phonograph is playing the music, so it's pretty loud going outwards, but then you sort of like shuffle in behind it and you're pretty secluded.
So, me and Ragnar made a discovery that the walls are kind of thin, to say the least.
As in,
There's people that know things that we don't want them to know. Don't know who, and don't know what they know exactly. But the walls have ears.
Thaddeus starts looking around at the crowd. Is anyone looking at them?
Give me a perception check.
I would like to as well.
Go ahead. Let's see. You guys do not notice anyone looking in your direction. Seems like you got away pretty well.
To put it a little bit more bluntly, there was something in the vent that Ragnar told me was a very sophisticated listening device. Don't know who or how it got there.
Are there any vents nearer where we are?
There's one directly above you.
Can we see into it?
No, you can't. It's a bit too high up.
I imagine
Thaddeus looks for an area not near a vent.
While he's looking, I'm just gonna say, Perhaps it's best that we keep going as we are here
A
at the party.
calm appearance. Everything is calm. Nothing is bothering us. We're just regulars here at the party.
You're just coaching yourself.
Well,
I'm just gonna make a couple rolls really fast. Okay. So you guys eventually make it over to somewhere which is kind of between two vents. It's like right next to the bar though. So oh shit. You guys kind of see Corbin walking out. He looks a bit distraught. But other than that, he sort of just gets back to work. He doesn't seem to be paying attention to you guys.
yeah. It was the only device that I could see connected through the events. I didn't feel safe enough to follow it, knowing that they'd already know what they know. There was no use in trying to at least follow it, knowing that they probably have an idea of what we've been planning already.
That is fair.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Well, if we remove the device, they will know. And that will cause another issue.
Yes.
So perhaps it is better if we do not discuss our plans inside that room. And maybe we had better check the family's room too.
wouldn't be a terrible idea. I'll see if I can get back with Ragnall to discuss going ahead when taking care of that also. So I pretty much start calmly walking my way back through the crowd.
What are you rolling for, DJ?
Don't worry about it.
The dominoes have fallen.
1D100.
The chain of events have already taken place. Just seeing which part of the Rube Goldberg goes off first.
So what are you guys doing?
I was gonna try to make my way back through the crowd,
Okay.
not trying to draw any attention to myself.
Give
Heading
me
back.
this is gonna sound weird, but give me a stealth check with advantage. Oh yeah. You move through it so easily. It's like
Almost
nobody
like you were
notices
never
you.
at the party.
It's like you were never at the party at all.
And I try to make my way back to the room
Okay.
with Ragnall and try to explain the next plan of action would be to check the vent in the family room.
Okay. So you head back through. Sorry. So you head back through. Thaddeus and Alexis, do you guys follow him at all, or are you staying at the party?
I think Thaddeus would probably debate on going back.
He's got to debate quickly.
He'd ask what Alexander's opinion was. What do you think the best move is now? Better question. Where in the hell? And he starts looking around. Is Outclaw?
Where is Outclaw?
Nero?
Nero?
Nero, you there? Or did he step away?
Nero?
Bueller?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Okay, we'll get there in a second. So Alexander, what are you and Thaddeus gonna be doing?
Well, we're not getting a lot of information from the party because we aren't exactly prying. So perhaps it is best that we simply leave. However, I don't want to leave without Outclaw. I'm already suspicious enough of him as it is.
Mm-hmm.
One of you can always stay at the party and wait for Outclaw while the other one goes back.
Thaddeus would stay at the party for Outclaw.
Alright. Tierlu, when do you rejoin the party? Around the same time that that Corbin does?
Yeah.
Okay. You notice actually you don't notice Merrick leaving, but I think you would notice as Alexis leaves.
Not yet.
Not yet?
I am swinging by the hors d'oeuvre table
Okay.
to grab a fistful of hors d'oeuvres for Tierlu
Go-
before I depart.
Yay!
Okay, go ahead and put that in your
That's
inventory.
what I promised.
That's true.
So-
That's very true. Very true. So you guys head back to the room. Do you head back to your room, or what do you guys do first?
I would probably start going to my.
Alrighty. You head back into your room. The vent is off of the wall, and Ragnall is there.
Wouldn't I be there also, or did I not make it back to the room before him?
Oh no, you would be there as well.
Oh, I didn't see you there.
I'm so small, I'm invisible.
The nat 20 stealth lasted all the way until you made it to the room.
That it did.
No
I'm
wonder
only-
you rolled a nat 20.
I'm only 2'8", so the Lightfoot are naturally stealthy, and halflings are naturally lucky. So
Didn't one of you guys?
Hey.
Didn't one of you guys want to look at the family's room too, or were you gonna wait
That's
until
what-
the rest of the?
I was gonna get with Ragnar because he's the one with all the tools.
That's right. That's right. Yep.
I was gonna get with Ragnar and have him come with me to the family's room if they weren't too obliged to let us in. And then check out their vents, see if there was any listening devices in their room also, without trying to make it too obvious. But obviously, it would hear us unscrewing the event. So
Right. So what are you guys
Well,
doing?
as
So-
I go along with them with my tools, and
Awesome.
so
You
do
guys
we
arrive.
find anything?
So you guys arrive at the room. Do you knock?
Yeah, we'll knock lightly to see if anyone's awake and listening for a knock. And if no one answers, maybe a little bit harder.
You don't hear an answer.
Even after the harder knock.
Still nothing.
Hey, Ragnar, is it possible you are able to lockpick for us?
Shouldn't at least let them know that it is us?
If after that hard knock no one's answering, I'm getting a bit nervous and
Hmm.
unless these people are heavy sleepers.
All right. I'll see what I can do. You know, I look in my tools to see if I can find a lockpick.
I think you've got one in your artificer's tools, or actually, no, you would need a thieves' tools to pick the lock.
Okay.
Mhm.
Would I be able to use Mage Hand to unlock the door from the other side, or
You might be able to, yeah.
and then I'll if he doesn't since he doesn't have a lockpick, I'll try to attempt that.
Okay. Yeah, you hear a soft from the other side, and the door sort of starts to swing open.
What's the first thing I see as the door slowly swings open?
Just darkness.
Just darkness.
You don't see anything.
Okay.
Lights off.
Am I able to make a small light that's not like super bright?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I think you hit the light spell still.
I just want to make something bright enough that I can light up the room without being super bright, so I can at least see shadows throughout the room.
Mhm.
Don't want to disturb. If they are still in there asleep, I don't want to disturb them, but I want to still be able to see if in the dark.
Right. You. Why?
Like a small.
You. So the light turns. So you put on the light, and it sort of illuminates a little bit of the hallway. But you don't see anything.
Okay. I just want to slowly, while holding the light out in front of me, sort of tiptoe my way through to just see if I can, as I get closer, what I can see.
Roll me a perception check. Okay. You walk through you walk through the room. And it looks like nobody was ever in it. Completely pristine.
Can I turn on?
And
Is there a light switch I could
there
turn on,
is.
or I'm gonna turn on the light switch just to get a better view.
The beds are made. There's no clothes anywhere. It looks just like how your room looked when you first moved in. The room is empty.
So where is the vent, and how high is it?
The vent's in the same exact spot.
Am I able to climb up onto something to reach it?
Yes.
Can I ask for Ragnall's tools? Or either I'll ask for his tools or I'll ask him to unscrew it and I'll run back to the other room.
I tiptoe my way towards him and handle the tools while whispering, Are you sure? Are you sure this is the room?
I could have sworn this was their room. It's I could have sworn. Go back and inform them while I check out to the vent real quickly.
Make him give me a perception check.
Oh.
Ragnar, give me a perception check.
Damn it.
As you are leaving the room, a pipe comes down and hits you right in the midsection.
Me?
Yeah, you, Fox. It hits you right in the midsection. You take
Ah.
2 points of damage as you see little Olivia is standing there like completely mortified. And that's where we're gonna end it for today.
Ooh.
Oh shit.
Jesus.
Ooh.
Giving us a heart attack here.
Yeah, you're really amping the tension here, man.
That's the whole point. That's what I tried to do.
Yeah.
Now there are multiple different threads. And it's just complete confusion, and that's the best part.
Guess what happens
Oh.
next?
We at least know that Olivia's alive.
Yep, pretty much. But that's where we're gonna
That's
end
all
it.
we know.
That's where we're gonna end it for today, guys. Anyways, for those of you guys in chat, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. This is where we're gonna end this stream. Remember, regardless of the issues you are currently facing, regardless of the mountains that are in your way, know that you can take on whatever the day has to throw at you. So don't be discouraged. Don't lose sight of your goals, and always remember that I believe in you. This chat believes in you, and this party believes in you. I love you guys so much, and I will see you all in the next one.
Sorry for screaming about my thigh.
Don't forget the hors d'oeuvres.
Don't forget the hors d'oeuvres.
Hors d'oeuvres.
The hors d'oeuvres. But yeah, I will see
Nerds.
you all. I'll see you guys. I'll see you, chat. I'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.